Oh man, so I've been seeing this video go viral, and as a true chocolate lover, I feel qualified to have this conversation. So let's see what the young lady of Barbie life has to say.
Y'all gonna cancel me, but today marks the day that I will be dating outside of my race. And I know what you're about to say. Aren't you pro-black? I am. But as a dark-skinned black woman, the most hate I get is from my own men. And me restricting myself to only dating black men is giving me little to no options. Because there's only like a small group of black men who actually like women like me. And trust me, I've been trying to educate black men about colorism, futurism, texturism my whole damn life. I do it on my platform every day. But a lot of them choose to stay dense and ignorant. And I'm sorry, but you're not about to ask me to wait for these men to stop being colorist. I cannot wait any longer for these men to stop the self-hatred. I want to go where I'm wanted. I'm tired of sitting in places where I'm not wanted and try to convince the people that I should be desired. I'm sorry, but I'm done with that. So from this day forward, Shakira will be looking outside of her race when it comes to dating. Not saying I'm not going to date black men. I definitely will. But to expand my options, yes, I will be dating outside of my race. Unapologetically. Thank you very much.
So my first initial thoughts to that was like, okay, and now I just don't get the need for the public expression of wanting to date outside your race. I just don't get that. So I'm like, yo, you don't need our approval to go ahead and do that shit. Even though some people may disapprove, with every single thing you do, there's going to be people that disapprove. But if you put this shit out there like you need some type of approval, you're going to get opinions. You know, I shared that on my social media and some people responded to me, so I'm going to read their responses real quick. So the homie, I'm not going to mention her name because she's pretty low key, and she said yes and no in regards to agreeing with what I thought. So she says, yes, this is approval seeking behavior to a certain degree, but it's also a way to get ahead of society's judgments. If you are a participant of social media and you're out there like that, you will be teared apart if your whole niche was based on being pro-black, but you're dating outside of your race. So I see her point when it comes to that, because that girl has a lot of strong opinions when it comes to some pro-black shit. Now my homie Geddes, he took a different angle on the video. He says she's reducing herself to skin color. She says women like me, but wasn't talking about the other qualities she possesses other than the fact that she's dark skinned. 100, they gotta be careful with confusing fetishize attraction with love. And that's another thing right there. Like, yeah, you dark skinned, but what are the other qualities that you have that you're bringing to the table? Like, you can't just want to make us all believe that your relationships aren't working out just because you're dark skinned. Now, she said much more to follow up with this video. We're going to get into those things, but I want to say a couple more things. Now, look, if you only deal with one demographic, you're going to have a bunch of different experiences from that one demographic. Your good experiences and your bad experiences are going to come from that one group. So yes, you're going to have people that treat you bad that are black men if you only date black men. That doesn't mean that that type of experience is limited to that group. You have admittedly limited yourself to that group. So many different men, women, everybody thinks that, you know, we have it worse within our community when it comes to certain things. But if that's all you deal with, that's all you experience. So you just don't know until you go out there. But those communities go through the same damn things, but they just don't report it on the same level that we do to social media. And I've said in the past, just off straight up number wise, it makes sense for black women to not limit themselves to just their race, because just number wise, you have to invite all options. But what she's getting caught up in is semantics, saying that she's going to date outside her race. That's what people getting caught up with, that word, that phrase, I'm going to date outside of my race, instead of I'm not limiting my options to just my race. It's different. Especially when it comes to social media and blogs' ability to flip things and spin things. It's a difference when you say I'm going to date outside my race, meaning I'm just looking outside my race for options, rather than I'm not going to limit myself into just my race. It's semantics. I know it's petty, but the social media game, man. People are looking to get headlines. They're going to exploit what you say. Even if you gave full context later, they may go ahead and take their context out just for the purpose of getting some salacious content, man. But she said more. Let's see what she had to say.
So if you're watching this, you've probably seen this video where I explain that I will be choosing to date outside of my race. And a lot of these blogs have been reposting me while also restricting me from commenting and making assumptions about me and misleading people of my message. Feels like a lot of people were listening to what I was saying in the video, but weren't hearing me. So I'm here to explain myself. I stated in that video that I will continue to date black men. because I've dated black men my whole entire life and black men are my preference. But we have to remember the term preference doesn't mean I'm excluding everybody else. And for those saying, why make an announcement? Nobody cares, do you? I know the Instagram and TikTok world is very different, but I'm a pro-black content creator on TikTok. And I have over 100,000 followers. So I cannot just pop out with a non-black boyfriend with no explanation or context. So when I made that video speaking to my followers. It is not my fault the TikTok algorithm blew the post up and expanded it to a wider audience that does not know who I am. And I see a lot of people insinuating that it's my attitude that's the problem. So I want to unpack that. You cannot make an analyzation about me based on a 1-minute video. And in that video, I explained that I have come across a lot of colorist men. And if we did our research, I've explained a lot of the horrifying experiences I've had with colorism. I've been kicked out of parties because I'm too dark. I've had men tell me they were embarrassed to be seen with me because I look too African. I've had men call me burnt bananas and charcoal. I've even had colorist men still try to pursue me to prove a point that they're not colorist or see me as an experiment. So I think when dark-skinned women come out and say their experiences, we need to listen to them rather than deflecting and blaming them. And for those saying that I have exceedingly high standards and I'm just a lazy girl who doesn't want to work, I am a 19-year-old senior in college with a full-time corporate job, paid off car, 0 college debt, and I'm graduating with my bachelor's in just 2 years. So it is not a reflection on my hard work, my independence, or my character. Because no matter how pretty, independent, and educated I am, the problem is there are a lot of black men who will completely ignore all of that simply because I have dark skin. I think we need to be careful of how we play into double standards here. Because when Chris Brown and Kodak Black expressed they don't like dark-skinned women, nobody told them that they were going after the wrong dark-skinned woman. In fact, people stood behind them and allowed them to bash dark-skinned women based on stereotypes without batting an eye. It's very counterproductive to listen to me state my experiences with colorism and tell me that it's the men I'm choosing. For those saying, oh, well, she's just gonna go run to the colonizers. I stated in that video that I would be dating black men and outside of my race. Let's not have selective hearing and understand outside of my race does not equate to white. I could be dating a non-black person of color. And we also have to remember, dating a black man is not always pro-black. Because if that black man is colorist, if he is featurist or texturist, that is not pro-black. And if we're going to say I'm not pro-black because I'm choosing to date black men and other races, then we might as well call majority of the black community not pro-black. Because there are people in the black community who are in fact colorist. A lot of you praise and support music artists who are openly colorist. And a lot of you are in relationships with men who are colorist or texturist or featurist. We cannot do this thing where we like to do selective accountability. I see a lot of men saying, oh, well, this is a fake narrative. Black men love dark-skinned women. I love dark-skinned women. Just because you are a black man who loves dark-skinned women, that does not mean you represent the whole black male community. Obviously, there are black men who are not colorist, but we cannot run away from the fact that there are a lot of them who are. And we also have to understand my age group here. A lot of the people who are commenting on this are over 30 years old. I am 19 years old. I'm in a different generation. The older generation is a lot more inclusive compared to people my age. If you go online and you just look at everyday life, women my age will tell you our generation is extremely colorist and very open about it. So while the older brothers might be mature, there are young brothers out here who think with the colorist mindset and are very unapologetic about it. And to those people who are saying, oh, well, maybe it's because she wears wigs and that's a lot of makeup. That video, I had no facial makeup on but lip gloss. And right now, I have no facial makeup on but lip gloss. I am a model and I'm known for my clear, smooth skin. And as for wigs, I don't think I have to subject myself to what you view will make me worthy of true love. Whether I wear wigs, whether I wear my natural hair, whether I wear makeup or not, that does not define the type of love I should receive, especially from Black men. So it's also very counterproductive to make comments about my hair and makeup when that is not the issue that we're talking about here. And let's not be ignorant and start saying, oh, well, you're wearing white people's hair on your head. We need to be educated and know that straight hair does not belong to white people. Straight hair is genetics, and Black people have dominant genetics and can be born with straight hair. And wigs were made by Black people. So me wearing wigs is not me trying to be a white woman. And honestly, in the society we live in, we know Black women are highly criticized for their natural hair. I mean, Black women literally lose their jobs due to wearing their natural hair. It's very ignorant to make those comments when you know Black women get bashed for their natural state as well. Now, I didn't just make this video to explain myself, but to also propose a possible solution. When dark-skinned women explain the experiences they have with colorism, and when they state they want to choose to date outside of their race, we need to stop deflecting and acting so surprised. We know that there are a lot of Black men, especially in my generation, that are colorists. We need to start having those conversations and holding those Black men accountable, instead of blaming the women who are victims of this. So I hope this video helped, and please stop harassing me in my DMs.
Man, there's so many damn ists. Sheesh. Well, what about us? What a little dickerous, the broke niggerous, the short niggerous. When we gonna start talking about those things? Damn it. I'm just talking shit, bro. But man, it's a lot to unpack from that situation. I gave y'all the side eye when she was talking about the hair stuff, cause y'all know that video we had the discussion about corporate America and how they treat Black women's hair. But that one girl started a conversation with everyone saying that white men appreciate Black girls' natural hair much more than Black men. That was just crazy to me. I'm like, no, y'all know the real deal is. Like, y'all, when it comes down to it, y'all know the hell going on. But it's a lot to unpack from that. What I take in is that I've done a little mini doc when I went out to South Beach and just spoke about colorism with different people down here. So I'm a person that I acknowledge the existence of colorism. I've known it is what it is. You know, it's something. It's a thing. A lot of people may not agree that it's a thing, but it is a thing. But I do subscribe to the point of going ahead and dating who wants to date you. I do subscribe to the idea of when people are expressing their experiences, I go ahead and take their experiences as well. But what my point is, when it comes to my thoughts, I do think that Black men who express like abrasive colorist tendencies, I think they get held accountable. When it came to Kodak Black and Chris Brown, I heard people talking shit about them in their statements. It didn't go unchecked to me. But yes, these people are talented folks that has a crazy fan base, so they're still gonna be able to rock, and you're not gonna be able to cancel them. But those things are brought up on a daily basis about Chris Brown and Kodak Black. They're brought up so much, so I don't think it's a situation where it's not going checked. But as what sense? What can we do about it? You know, that's what they're saying. That's their thoughts. So we could educate and say X, Y, and Z. Like, no, I'm not like that way. But what can we really do about it? Now, when the Black men that do appreciate or prefer dark-skinned women, when they speak, it's still discounted as far as this. That's just you saying that. But I subscribe to the thinking that us speaking out more helps. It makes it more comfortable for people that do feel that way or do have that preference to go ahead and speak. Not saying they have to have, it shouldn't be a thing they have to feel comfortable, but that should go ahead and just let you guys know that we do stand in alliance with you guys. So we do appreciate you guys. Now you say some people may, go ahead and use you as an experiment to just approve of points themselves. Shit, some girls date dudes with no money to say, hey, I'm not just a gold digger. Or they date dudes with little penises to say, hey, I could date a guy with a little penis. Size doesn't matter. Or I could date a guy that's short. It's some girls that will go ahead and try things out for the first time. Just like this lady may go ahead and try out a white guy. just to prove to herself that she doesn't have to limit herself to just her race. I'm not discounting her experience. I understand what she's saying. I'm not trying to have that fight. I don't care to have that fight. It's just simply what comes with the social media game. When you step out there and you let people into that level and you open yourself up to anything that has comments under it, people are going to comment on your shit. It's going to happen, and sometimes it may go viral in a worse way. You may not go viral in the way that you want to go viral, so you got to be careful about that. You got to think about that. I understand her explanation as far as the reason why she shared that shit, with her being a pro-black creator and possibly popping out with a white guy or whomever that's not black. That made you look crazy, just like that TV show Dear White People. That was kind of funny. But yeah though. But what you guys think about this? It's one more video that I want to watch with you guys before we wrap up this.
And of course, there's a bunch of black men hating on me for this. With the wig on, take the wig off in front of the white man and be comfortable. Got rejected once, I bet. Blame your father for your issues and insecurities, not us. Who cares? If she wore her own natural hair and less or no makeup, she'd probably be married in a month. Just saying. It's like, you guys think you ate, but you just proved my point of why I'm choosing to date outside of my race. Those comments were extremely anti-black. Not to mention, all those men who were commenting were like 20 years older than me. Y'all, I am 19 years old, and it's grown-ass men who's in their 50s commenting on my dating life. It's just really funny to me how black men are getting so mad at me for saying that I'm going to be dating black men and other races. When y'all have normalized black men literally talking shit about black women, excluding black women out of their dating pool completely. All I said that I want to expand my options because as a dark-skinned black woman, it's hard for me to only date black men because there's not that many black men who find me attractive or desire me. It's mainly because a lot of black men are colorists. The fact that there's black men trying to blame me, like, oh, it's your personality, you're probably a product of a single mother. You guys need to grow up. Stop caring about what a 19-year-old is doing with her body and her dating life. If you didn't care, you could have just scrolled past. Y'all chose to post me, comment on it, proceed to say that I'm the problem. I did not say nothing wrong in that post. You took offense to it or you took it to heart, you got some issues going on. I don't know what grown-ass man is going to be offended by a 19-year-old girl explaining what she wants to date. Get a fucking life and leave me the fuck alone, please.
A lot of black men take it as like a shot, like, damn, so we not good enough to the point that you would go ahead and date the people that oppressed us. Their mind automatically goes to white, even though she said outside of her race. Their mind automatically goes to that. So that's how black men take it, you know? So after they feel offended, now they want to offend you. So you can't reason at that point with the unreasonable. They're not trying to be nice at that point. They're trying to offend you. So your comments are going to look nasty. It comes from both sides. Black men and black women, we've been doing this to each other on social media for the past couple of years. It's been getting real nasty, man. I wish that it slowed down. I wish that we could have much more good faith discussions. But it's crazy, you know? With you being a social media influencer, you should know what you saying, those type of things. You should understand like what that could bring, you know, the algorithm. Like I don't get why people post on social media without the thought of like, you know, this shit may be seen by everybody possible. You shouldn't be surprised if older people see your content and respond to it if you are posting on a public platform. Like I don't see I'm 19 and you 20 years older than me. You're posting on a platform with people that are 20 years older than you. You may show up on their shit and they're gonna respond. So hey, it is what it is. But I'm pretty much done with this story, man. Me and tired of these things, but it was just an interesting perspective with her being a pro-black influencer, making that statement and seeing her have to explain why she's doing what she's doing. But a regular person, keep that shit to yourself and just do the hell you want to. You don't need no approval from us. You know, I want us to be together as far as black men and black women. But at the end of the day, do what the fuck you want to do.